find out you're a business of one, I guess a micro business is the term, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
And that immediate objection comes up of, well, what if you get ill or you get hit by a bus, and then who are we supposed to get to do the job for us? So, okay, well, firstly, thanks for caring about my personal well-being.
yeah.
But secondly, okay, you're right. I mean, I hope that's not likely to happen, but also exactly as you've just said, like you're getting that personal touch. You're getting, you have one person that you need to call. If something goes wrong, like there's no dodging it. I can't blame someone else.
Right.
Unless the internet collapses or something, and
yeah,
then I can guess I blame the internet. But so for me, that feels like a more meaningful relationship for confidence in getting the work done.
Right.
And most clients see it that way too. I've only had a couple who've been like, nah.
Right. Yeah. And I think it is like self-sorting. Like I actually enjoy that. If we talk with someone and they're like wanting that, like for whatever reason they didn't read our website or something, I guess. They're like,
yeah, exactly.
They're like, oh wait, so it's only you and your brother? That same question, what happens? And I'm like, one, I don't think you're as stable as you think you are with those big agencies because I've seen plenty of turnover because all the employees are disgruntled. So they start quitting. And if Sally quits, I'll quit. They all do on the team. And all of a sudden you're without all your team. And then again, the owner's in and they're going, don't worry about it. We've been in business this long, we'll hire more people. And they do. But guess what? Those people don't know anything about your company. Lead with what's right for them, not just what's profitable for you. So it's kind of all based around people, right? Like I've had times where I've recommended competitors, and every single time that's come back to us with a referral or a returning client, and more often than not, bigger deals. So like, I just zero-sum game thinking. I can't get behind. A lot of it's hourly billing and time and cost, and it's like, no, get out of that mindset because everyone's actually suffering. You don't have your value defined to the client, and they don't know how they're profiting probably either.
Yeah. I guess that's why things like timesheets and tracking hours and just billable hours and all that is because it's easy. Like you don't have to think too much about that. But I think of it in terms of like, so if you think of like a consumer good or something, like a physical product, if they applied that logic to those, they'd make like pennies, wouldn't they? Because because the markup they get on that, according to like time spent to produce it and cost of materials, is ridiculous, isn't it? It's hundreds of % probably.
Yeah, and that's like, it's one of my favorite things to attack when people are questioning, why don't you do hourly, or can I see your hourly rate? And I'm like, you cannot, and this is the reason. We already know, you innately know that time has nothing to do with the value of something. And the value, there's a lot of factors in value, but one of my favorite ones is I can get you a Timex watch that tells time, and I can get you a Rolex that tells time. They both do it. You don't walk into buy the Rolex and say, I'm just here, I want to make sure that it took you, what's your hourly rate? Even if it's $1,000 an hour. Like, you're not going to be like, I just want to make sure it took 50 hours to make the $50,000 watch. Because it's got to be a lot more time than the Timex, or it doesn't make sense to me. No, that's not what you're buying. And so, same thing with cars. You buy the Lexus, you're not like, I want to make sure it took more time to make the Lexus than the Toyota, framed counterpart, chassis counterpart. No, it's not how we think about it. You buy these things for other reasons. And so as a business owner, we need to pull those levers, figure out how to communicate our value beyond the time it took to produce what we're gonna do. Fail early, fail often. At the very core, isn't setting you up for success probably. I mean, that's just kind of common sense. But honestly, it's like if your child comes to you and they're like, I got the math problem wrong again, Dad. You're not like, well, you just haven't failed enough times yet in order to learn how to do it right. No, you actually say, okay, let's talk about what you did. Here's how you approach it. Let's work through it. Right? So like, I think the difference is coming up with this idea that like it's a badge of honor to fail is just kind of, it's a negative thing overall, that I have to like fail enough time to learn the thing. We completely skip by that you can learn so much without failure. That you can it doesn't have to be the only mechanism for learning. And I also think like it kind of makes it feel like it's the goal of trying versus the byproduct. Again, there's a byproduct of taking smart risks. So there's like a difference between I'm willing to have setbacks while pursuing something ambitious versus like I'm just going to run experiments until it fails because that's growth. The leader who needs to be the smartest person in the room is the biggest threat to their own business and their employees probably, and maybe anyone they come in contact with. I don't know. And we've all met these people, but a complete lack of curiosity. I think that it's a superpower really to say, I don't know, and then ask a question. Or to say, I want to think about that before I respond, right? There's like a confidence there that's not weakness. But I think sometimes it's kind of promoted that the leader is the person who gives the most authoritative or authoritarian commands to people.